Ladies and gentlemen, today we've got another user-submitted replay. My name is Frank Sriracha Jr. In the lower left, we've got the blue Infernal player, Frozen Death Knight. And in the upper right of the Bone Zone, we've got Listen Here, Moose, our red Infernal player. Little Infernal Mirror matchup, my favorite matchup to watch, actually. I think the variety of, not necessarily AoE, but the variety of tools that Infernal has is really interesting. They have so much CC potential with the lashes and the stuns with the stun stomps, and like doing cheeky backdoor stuff and doing curse things. Like there's a lot of. It's not necessarily the most complicated race, but it is, in my opinion, the most fun to watch. Frozen Death Knight going for a Moron Shrine here. You don't see that much these days, but FDK going for it. Vault next. Vault starts right around the 1 minute mark, which is so late, as opposed to Listen Here, Moose going for the double vault right next to the Luminite, kind of to shield things off. But 5 workers on Luminite and 4 on Therium is a lot. I wonder if he's going for that early, going for that super early backup. That does seem to be the case. 1 brute coming across the map to support the second brute that's already on the way. And there's nothing here that can defend for Frozen Death Knight. Oh no. FDK, no! Yeah, once that effigy goes down, this shrine is going to take years to build. No! Go attack the effigy! Attack the effigy! They have no, like, he's on one shrine right, or no, he's on 2 shrines, but no, Listen Here, Moose doesn't know that he's on the Moron Shrine. Yeah, the Moron Shrine, super boosting the Therium collection rate from this Therium patch, but doesn't spot it yet, just yet. 2 brutes, 1 brute is a video I do not want to admit to having watched, but that's what's happening right here. Again, these 2 brutes are starting to plink away at this at that vault, but I don't think it matters all that much, just because the imps can start shutting things down a little bit. A token ranged attack, I guess, from the imps isn't gonna be enough. Okay, we do see another brute out. These this just simply isn't enough. Yeah, so Listen Here, Moose is like trickling brutes out, and it's not gonna be enough. Bunch of boys pulled to go say get off my lawn. They go back to mining. Yeah, they're playing these weird little micro games where Frozen Death Knight wants to lure him closer to his workers so he can get like a really good volley off. But I think it's not going to happen anytime soon. Do we see tier 2 coming from Listen Here, Moose? We do not. Or do we see tier 2 from... No, we don't see tier 2 from either player.
A Stormgate will activate soon.
Just the... imagine the amount of value that a single Shroudstone would bring right here. They don't shoot fast, but boy, do they do a lot of damage when they do. The Smoky Doom laser. Pretty cool. Listen Here, Moose basically has monopoly over here on the Stormgate.
A Stormgate has
It just activates at 3:35 as scheduled, right after the little wolf howl. Alright, and I think, yeah, Frozen Death Knight's coming forward to contest, or at least, like, be annoying. It's more or less an APM check. It's, okay, are you going to actually pay attention to you killing off this Stormgate or not? Showing up with 3 brutes Stormgate has already gotten is kind of rough. Stormgate pops, and what prize is he gonna pick? Johnny, what's behind door number 1? The Creeping Horror. Creeping Horror, for those of you that don't remember, is a zombie creature that has an active ability that gives it a speed boost, but it also projectile it shoots. It's a ranged fighter. Projectile it shoots imparts a slow in a radius of 1, maybe 1.5, I don't know. But yeah, very, very helpful when you're fighting against it's very helpful when you're fighting against very fast armies, but oh no, I'm sneezed. Excuse me. I sneezed. Oh no, you had him fighting into a choke. You should have stayed at the choke. Waiting until the gremlins populated, I think, would have helped a ton too. But is Moose gonna rotate? Yeah, these trailer park girls are gonna go around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. You know, I've also noticed in my own gameplay, if you put an effigy right here, you can see, you have like better vision down the cliff, which is super nice. Alright, gets a brute for free. Your money for nothing, your chicks for free. Fully saturated on his natural, but is he going to do anything with it? I don't think so. These 3 workers are just dumping Therium into Frozen Death Knight's economy here. Could be getting... Okay, he's getting the brute charge upgrade right now. And we've got a... Where is it? It says that, I thought that was him. It said that he had a Shroud Stone going up, but I don't see... Oh, there it is. Interesting. So the Shroud Stone's still being built, but I don't see it up in the production tab. There we go. Now it's there. Weird. Anyway, so I guess it's all these brutes and gaunts, which is not a, not the EDM beat that a lot of people would have you to believe. Oh man, what a dad joke. What's an Infernal's favorite EDM beat? Got I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm ready for fatherhood. Alright. Once again, we're going to see Listen Here Moose coming to do aggro. Kind of. Frozen Death Knight. A lot of imps. The panic imps. Coming to... Whoa! Holy Therium. Yo, dog, I heard you like Therium. I'm going to give you Therium while you Therium. And again, FDK, not really doing anything. Ultra turtled, though. Like... Oh, here's where the other Shroud Stones were. Yeah, imagine trying to attack into this. Shroud Stones and so many tribute pyres. But that means that he won't be able to leave. Like he's just not. He's sunk so much money into his static defense. Like, what do you do to get out of there? Reaper's Rush now coming up for FPK. But to what end? What is he really wanting to chase down? Or better yet, like, I don't know. I think Reaper's Rush is kind of a mixed bag. You want your ranged units in the back, so it almost makes more sense to keep your brutes fast and keep your gaunts a little bit slower, just so when they show up to the fight, they're not showing up on the front lines. But what do I know? What do I know? This is a lot of brutes, by the way. I think like one Magmadon or couple of Hellborn would absolutely like shred this army for Listen Here Moose. Listen Here Moose is up by quite a bit of supply though. 20 supply is nothing to... Well, I say that, and then FDK makes a bunch of units. Are we at tier 2 yet? Please. Yes, we are. Thank goodness. We've got the Flaming Imp upgrade coming online, as well as the Blood Tree. Very cool. Not very often that I actually get to see the Blood Tree building animation, but it looks very almost Lion King-esque. Feels like a demonic Rafiki is going to drop out of these branches and tell me to remember who I am. Or make me hallucinate that my dad is in the clouds and he's going to tell me to remember who I am. Okay, interesting that we've already got a... We've got a Twilight Spire out for... somewhere. It's here. There it is. Why are we not doing drops? Why aren't we doing any harass? I think harass would be pretty spicy right about now. Funk Soul Brother, check it out now. Okay, Blood Tree's finished. Are we going to see any upgrades for it? Not just yet. But I think that does unlock the, well, it's not the Blood Tree that unlocks tier 3 at the shrine. It's the Twilight Spire that unlocks tier 3. Love that little waterfall. The Blood Waterfall. It's so cool. Okay. Holy smokes, dude. There's the Spriggans coming out. Spriggans no longer have eyes in their portraits. Unfortunately, we can't see portraits in caster mode. Ay. But what an interesting composition. We've got like a little bit of it. We don't have any... what we don't have is Hellborn. And I think Hellborn would cut this army to... But we don't have any. Unfortunately. That being said, the Vile Lurker could present quite an issue here. Especially against the structures. I want to say it does, yeah, plus 140 to structures, so 210 damage per shot to structures. And how often does it attack? Every 3 seconds. Ay, ay, ay.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate
Brigands are out,
soon.
but there's nothing that shoots ground. No! Excuse me. Yeah, the Spriggans are out, and it's, listen here, Moose is now on. There we go. No, don't walk out of your own choke. No, what are you doing? Yeah, now it almost looks like the arc is favoring Listen Here, Moose. We've got a couple of stomps from this Magredon. Spriggans are wreaking absolute havoc on the heavily armored army. Like, everything that Listen Here, Moose brought was heavily armored. So the Spriggans just get to shoot for free. Nothing is shooting up here for Listen Here, Moose. Not even a single Shadow Flyer. Ay, ay, ay. That was a total victory here for Frozen Death Knight, proving that 2-base Turtle in the mirror matchup is viable. And then sprinting up the tech tree. Holy smokes. We didn't even see a dragon coming out yet. But getting into that Spriggan tech, and I guess it really does depend on what your opponent's making. I think if there were even like just a few gaunts in Listen Here Moose's army, maybe that outcome would have been different. Just being able to retreat and protect your special Stormgate units, but that's not what happened. GG's. Thank you for the submission, Frozen Death Knight.